Happy Friday. Friday. Finally here. Seems like it's been a long week, right? But we made it. And we made it with rain, not snow. But hey, that's still just as exciting given the dry pattern as of late. So I don't think even the snow lovers will be upset about a day like today. Sometimes gloomy days are kind of good. Kind of resets life a bit, kind of slows the roll down a bit. That's one thing I love about rainy and gloomy days. Not so much maybe on a Friday, but still we'll take it because the weekend looks good. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've had a good week. I'm wave meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to rain/storm/snow talk today, because that's really all the topics we'll be covering over the next few minutes as we're tracking this system, which is a week one, but the one next week, which is starting to change a bit. I'll explain. And then we've got another one for the holiday weekend that we're going to cover. And there have been some adjustments. Some good, some bad. Depends on your flavor on that, I guess. Let's start with the snowboard. We'll begin there, which really hasn't changed dramatically other than the wording or the type. Now, right now, it looks like still Tuesday night will be a brief round of some flurries that will take place all the way into perhaps even Wednesday morning. Don't see any problems with that just because it'll be so windy, but they'll be flying around. They'll be relatively small, so everyone will be like, there goes one, there goes another one. There goes another one, but I guarantee I'll get pictures on it. I will get pictures on it. Then the holiday weekend. Not sold on this being a snow setup right now, but I think a light mix, which is not good either for those that have to travel. At least it's on a weekend, but there is a chance at a mix involved in the system or just a plain rain scenario. So that one's got some temperature issues with it, as you're about to see here in just a second. And then we'll talk briefly about the longer range here in just a second. Am I doing a max headroom? Is it skipping on you guys? If it is, I apologize. There's not much I can do about it now that I'm live. But if it is, I'm sorry. I'll try to move slow so it doesn't skip too bad on me here. This thing gets overloaded in the mornings a lot. So that's the reason why it does that. Okay. Anyway, I hope it's going well on that. You're not looking at me anyway. You're looking at the maps, right? You're just looking at the maps. You don't care. All right. Here's the rainy setup into Corydon, Indiana. Got some light showers there. Looks nice, though. I mean, with the red tree. Look at that red tree. That was one of my favorite trees on our camera views, is that one there in Decordan. Rain is falling, but now I checked at the airport. So far, they have not recorded a measurable rain yet. They should. They should here very soon. But so far, just a trace. It's warm outside. We really didn't drop much at all last night, which was expected. I mean, with a warmer flow, moisture levels increasing clouds. That typically happens. The thermometer just doesn't move. So we're generally going to hold steady throughout much of the day today. There's not going to be much movement for the daytime highs as well. All right, the rain kind of ragged across Cincinnati all the way down to about Breckenridge County. That's not the actual front. The actual front is still lagging back toward the IU campus into Bloomington, but this is ahead of it. And it's kicking up the wind, too, as it moves on in. So you're getting a little bit of a gusty wind scenario. Can't route some thunder right now. If you were to get thunder out of this, it'll be more toward the warmer part of the day with the first round. So that's going to put it a little more into this area if there were to be a little bit of thunder. So east of Louisville toward Lexington, that's possible. Nothing severe, just some thunder taking place. Closer view into the metro shows the Floyd's Knobs area getting some at least moderate rain now. That's nice. Airport again. I don't think they've gotten in the measurable rain yet. It's right in that area. They will with this band here back to Perry County and to Meade County. Once that arrives, that'll change. I didn't want to jinx it saying, oh, the 17-day streak of no rain will come to an end, or it should come to an end on Friday, and then watch the rain go around the airport. I don't want to jinx it by saying that. I said that yesterday. It will arrive and move through. Thank goodness. All right. This system, by the way, the front I mentioned is actually, again, located way back to the northwest. It is back, I would say, another 6 hours or so away from moving in. You can almost see it, a little thin line right there is the front. So it's passing through. Travis, I think you just, you're up in northern Indiana, and you're right. The front is passing through your area right now. Paul's happy about some rain into Madison, Indiana. Well, good. Video's all good. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Sometimes what I see is a little different than what you all see, and there is a delay too, which makes it tough for your comments. So I apologize on that. All right, so the front will move in. There will be another round of brief showers. When that happens, that's going to be roughly 6, 7 o'clock, and then it's over. So this is not going to be a heavy rain event at all, but at least it'll get the leaves wet and everything, all the fuels teamed down, so we can at least hopefully get rid of some of these burn bans today. Okay, so there's Futurecast showing the little bit more of an enhancement of that first round. You can almost see the two lines there, right? There's the first round there, and there's the second with the front. So there's a little bit of a gap in between. There were some hints that the sun may try to come out in between the two of these. I don't see that right now, but that wouldn't also surprise me. So if you see the sun coming out at 2 o'clock, you're like, wait a minute, what happened to the rain? No one say that. Someone's going to. It's just the gap in between the front and the prefrontal rain that's coming in now. But once that passes through, boy, it's going to get cold tonight, guys. You're going to wake up with 30s widespread in the area, but a beautiful looking day for Saturday. Temperatures will be in the 50s. It will be cool. Now, it'll be chilly again Sunday morning, but Sunday clouds will start to increase, and that'll be ahead of our next system that's going to be coming our way as we end the Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. That leads us into the Monday, Tuesday setup. So let's dive right into that. As we've done before, we'll show you the two different global models, which are still struggling. We've talked about all week about we got the southern piece here moving out of the Rockies into Texas, right? We've got the northern piece moving through the Great Lakes. Do they phase, shake hands, or wave at each other across the street? That's where we're still at, to be honest with you. There was a growing agreement past couple of days of getting more phased, and today they're not so much looking that way. For those that are curious about the GFS, I'll show you in a second, but I got rid of the 6 GFS because I don't know what it's doing. It's in La La Land there. But the idea right now is that the southern piece is going to move in, the northern piece moves in, and the phasing is going to be here. Somewhere in this area is where the phase will happen. So the quicker it happens, the more it will start to pull the low more north. Why is that important? Well, that will be the focus of heavier rain, gusty winds, and any strong thunderstorm issue. Does it get pulled north with an earlier phasing? Or if it's a later phasing, a little more on the eastern side of the circle I drew here, the low will have a chance to go a little further east. Then it gets pulled north and will phase. That will then reduce some of the heavier rain in our area. It reduces the strong thunderstorm threat for sure. but does allow for a colder scenario too with the gusty winds and behind the system. But a southern track, a delayed phasing would take out the flurry chance Tuesday night, though. It would. You want it to go more north because, yes, you get a strong thunderstorm threat, but that is how you're going to get a wraparound effect of rain going to flurries. Don't you love my drawings? Trust me, I was great on Mario Paint on Super Nintendo. It was great. Anyway, so that's still the debate that we have here is, we know they're going to phase. It's just a matter of when, and it may not seem like a major issue, but those details matter. Those details do matter for our area especially. So as the low moves out, here's the Euro. The Euro actually is a bit delayed on the phasing, so it brings it in with heavier rain, especially across the deep south, Tennessee Valley, and then it starts to phase. There's your rain snow line, that blue line. Tuesday afternoon begins to approach, and by the time it phases, it does give the Appalachians some snowfall. Most of that's elevation, but your Great Lakes, snow and so forth, but it's relatively dry for us. So that's the Euro idea. Now, the Euro idea is also a little more progressive because of the later phasing. It's faster with the entire flow. GFS is phasing faster because it's slower with the entire flow. With that idea in mind, with everything moving faster, that means the coldest day would be Wednesday, but Thanksgiving would try to get a bump upward here into Black Friday. Like the Euro really wants to jump our numbers up. In fact, it's even trying to get as close to 60 for Black Friday now. And then you got the system for the weekend. Now, this one's got more of a dig to it, so you get more of a seesaw effect that happens. You go from rain on Saturday to maybe ending as a bit of snow, but much colder for the latter half of the weekend. In fact, that's a cold look there for the end portion of the weekend, next weekend, into that following Monday. Interesting. So here is the GFS idea. Again, I'm using 0Z model runs for you, those you watch, not the 6Z, because again, I think 6Z is at the lunch hour. But anyway, you get the idea that it'll move in Monday night and Tuesday. Now, it's got an earlier phasing. You can already tell that everything's getting a little more organized, a little further west than what the Euro had. And the ensembles, by the way, are in both camps. So there's not really a clear storyline here on this. So it's going to take another couple days probably to get this sorted out completely. So I hate that because we got a weekend in between this system, but I can't change that. I can't move the weekend. I've tried. But then it goes to snow showers or flurries anyway, as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday. No issues with that. More festive flakes. It will be cold, windy, cold wind chills. Perhaps that's the bigger issue is the wind chill. But because it is a slower, more phased system, it allows for Thanksgiving to be cold, much colder than what the Euro has. In fact, it keeps the rain snow line still south of us all the way into Black Friday, which leads to problems with that system for the weekend. It rolls on in, and because we didn't have that bump upward like the Euro has, temperatures become a problem here. I do think just because the idea that this is not a deep trough that we're looking at, the warmer idea of a daytime rain event, I think, is likely. Whether it's daytime Saturday or daytime Sunday, it's likely to be rain. The problem will be when it arrives Saturday morning, if it's that fast, or if it's still around even Sunday morning, we get down to that territory where there could be something other than rain falling. And I'm talking, yes, sleet or even freezing drizzle that can get involved, which is not fun. Now, it wouldn't really cause a huge issue if the Euro was right, because we would have a bump back up again for Black Friday, that kind of a scenario, and it would not cause a problem on the roads or anything. It would be just a freezing drizzle scenario, relatively light. But the GFS, because we would stay cold Wednesday, Thanksgiving, into Black Friday, the ground has a chance to get cold, and therefore that kind of a scenario, freezing drizzle for the weekend, would not be good, even light amounts. In fact, light amounts cause more problems. So that's the battle we've got for next weekend. I wish I can give you a more definitive answer. I just don't right now see anything that screams snow to me with this kind of setup. It doesn't look like a snow setup to me. It looks like a rain daytime, and in the mornings would be problems. That's where I'm leaving it for now. It's still more than a week out. Who knows what it's going to show when I see you guys on the blog again on Monday. So, but just something to watch down the road as we trend further out. Okay, so kind of reset for just a moment. Talking about severe weather threat potential for Monday or early Tuesday when the low is by. The SIPS analogs, they did try to push it a little more into Kentucky, only because there's still that debate. No doubt the Deep South is the target here. It's Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. That's the zone that's more prime for severe weather than here. That's easy to figure out. It's the northern fringe because we're so close to that low pressure. There's a lot of shear. Our wind speeds are roughly about 120 knots as you go just a few thousand feet here off the ground. So it's that's going to be quite strong of a wind belt moving through. The SIPS or the CSU. I'm sorry, we can't see that. Let me bring that forward. The SIPS analogs, because it's split by dates here, you see it moves into West Kentucky right through here, and then it's in Southern Kentucky as we head into Tuesday. But it is more north in the main severe threat, and a little broader too. So we just don't want any instability. So we don't want that low track to be in Illinois or Evansville or Indiana in general. If the low track's that far north, we need to pay more attention to any severe potential. If it ends up being more south, then we do not have to worry at all. And you can see the wind field here. This is the GFS showing, this is Louisville right here. So this is really southeast areas of wave country. That's not a spot you want to be in if you have any kind of fuel at all, because the wind shear is going to be quite strong in that area. So that's something to watch, up to fine tune. You're not going to get a handle on instability until you usually get closer in this kind of a setup. I think that's it on the severe side. Any questions on anything I just explained before I give you one more nugget before I head out? Let's see. Angela. Hi, Angela. Hope you're doing well. Any last gasp of warm weather in the near future? Yes. I do think we are going to sorry, Mishoma. All right. Hi. I do think we are going to have a warm jump up after the first few days of December. That should hold us into mid-December. That's the trend right now. I don't think it's going to be 70-degree warmth yet, but it does look like we will see a relaxation after this cold snap all the way through the holiday weekend, which is going to linger again through the first couple of days of December, it looks like. After that, I do think a warming trend will kick in. Next weekend, Shonda, is looking iffy for snow, and or it is, because amounts look light. It's all about temperature profile. We got to figure out how really this Tuesday system will have a big impact on the weekend. We got to figure out how slow it is, where the phasing takes place, and how deep that cold air gets for Thanksgiving into Black Friday. We got to get that part figured out, because that affects everything down the line, and certainly for the weekend. And once we get a better handle on how that small adjustments again, and the modeling is not great that far out in time, but that's all we got. That's all we got until we actually see it and track it on a radar and satellite. We can't really do much more than what models are telling us. But my gut feeling on this is that it's going to be a later phase. That makes sense. And a faster idea that the Euro is showing, I can't ignore, because that's generally been the theme here lately. Everything's been zipping along. So, and the NAO, which is an oscillation or a teleconnection we look at, the NAO is positive, which would indicate a faster push to the east here. So there's more of an argument really on the Euro side than GFS, but I'm going to split the difference and just say a few flurries possible Tuesday night, and we'll see how it goes from there. And that's going to affect rain totals too for Tuesday. A southern track will take us down. Right now, potential is there, so for over an inch in rain, 1 to 2 inches in fact, but we'll see. All right. John, wacky weather for the, it'll be wacky. It'll be wacky. Timing's everything. There is some argument this is more of a Sunday than a Saturday issue, but I think Saturday will be at play. So right now it doesn't look sunny and warm. I can tell you that much, John, but I can't give you specifics more than that right now. Just know there will be a system coming by, and it could have, and I think it likely will involve some type of wintry weather with it. All right. Daytime, at least. Right now, I just don't see an argument to have anything wintry involved. I think daytime issues you have in plans, it should be just a rain scenario. Doug, will Greene County going to have bad weather on Tuesday? You could have a few strong storms possible on Greene County. I'm not going to roll it out Tuesday, Doug, but if the track is more in Tennessee, then you're fine. If it's more toward Indiana, you may have a low-end severe risk we need to watch out for. So just stay close to the forecast, and we'll watch that. It would be Tuesday afternoon if it were to indeed happen. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with the nuggets. The new Long Range Euro did come out with the snow map for the rest of December. And yes, I mentioned the warm spell that is showing up, but it no doubt is going with an increase in some snow potential for the end here of December, near Christmas to New Year's Day. The signal for colder and perhaps snowier is starting to show up. Wouldn't that be nice to see? It's possible. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, we can't even get next week nailed down fully yet. But that trend to have a reversal of the polar vortex for late December and early January has been showing up off and on now for the past week or so. And as I mentioned before, it could be a game changer in the December forecast. So we'll see how that trends over the next few days. Be safe on the roads, guys. Take it easy out there. Enjoy the rainy setup today and enjoy the weekend. I will see you on Monday.